Eldora, let's hear you out there. Make some noise.
3 great days of racing to conclude with the granddaddy of them all right here tonight. Wow. And 16-year-old Bobby Pierce. You gotta love it. Phillips and Pierce out of turn number 4. Here we go. We are underway. Let's do it. Shane Andrews, your first World 100, buddy.
Who's it going to be into turn number 1? Terry Phillips on the bottom's going to slide up in front of Bobby Pierce as they come off of corner number 2 is Jonathan Davenport right there in position number 3. Lanigan's going to be 4th, and Davenport looking to grab the 2 spot first time around for the World 100. Terry Phillips.
Phillips leads Pierce. Davenport 4th is Lanigan. 5th is Brian Shirley. Terry Phillips in turn number 2. Speaking of the Show Me State, nobody from Missouri's ever won as they go down the back straight away. Pierce 2nd. Down Davenport on the bottom. Jonathan Davenport thought better of it. Trying to make a pretty sharp move here early on, but he's going to hold back a little bit as 2 laps in the books. Phillips will lead Pearson Davenport out of 2, Shane.
McDowell leaning on Earl Pearson for position number 8 as McDowell works to the inside. Pearson works the top as they venture into 3. They've got J.R. Hottovy right in front of them as they come off the corner and work in the bottom side in the number 28 car. That is the Eddie Carrier Jr. machine as he shows strong in 9th.
47-year-old Terry Phillips leads 16-year-old Bobby Pearson at 3. Davenport 3rd, 4th is Lanigan, 5th Shirley, 6th McDowell, 7th Hottovy, 8th Pearson, 9th Blankenship, 10th runs Eddie Carrier Jr.
Let me ask you this, James. Terry Phillips, a lot of laps here as the 32 of Bobby Pierce, not as many as Phillips. Do you think it's wise of him right now just to ride and kind of learn a little bit in this race behind the 75 of Phillips?
I would agree with that statement right now, but he is all over him. He is full throttle to 1 for the lead. Pierce on the bottom of side by side in turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, Phillips holds him off. And as I mentioned, those guys here in the back, as we're clean and green so far, Owens and Satterley, 2 pre-race favorites right now, the tail end of the field, as we've got 5 in the books, 6 in the books rather.
Terry Phillips, no stranger to the big money wins, already bagging the topless 140K at Batesville earlier this season as Bobby Pierce goes to work again on the top side off of corner number 4. He may not be able to taste the champagne, but boy, he'd like to take a bath in it as he takes the lead into turn number 2.
He's got it, lap 7 in the books. Pierce down the back straightaway. It won't become official when he comes around Phillips about the back of the inside. Terry Phillips and Bobby Pierce, side by side of the World 100. Bobby Pierce is your leader on lap number 8.
Oh, 16 years old, and he's leading the biggest race in late models, and it is the World 100. He bounces it off the wall a couple of times for good measure as they close in on the back of the pack. Jimmy Owens in car number 20 and the number 1 of Vic Hill need to get their move on.
He's 16 years old. He's barely shaving. How are you going to contain the excitement? He has got a fast race car. It has worked so well tonight. How do you rein that in? You thought he would follow Phillips for a while, but he said enough of that. It took him 8 laps to get the lead. Now he's going to be in traffic as Phillips will follow him down the main straightaway.
When you've got a thoroughbred, you want to let it run. You know, out of everybody in the Pierce family right now, Bobby's probably the one that is staying the most cool, calm, and collected as his dad and family watching him lead into turn number 3. And here comes Phillips on the inside looking to reclaim the number 1 spot as they close in on traffic into turn number 1 on lap number 11.
If you're riding Secretariat, you don't want something going to the glue factory. You're going to ride that horse, as you mentioned, down the back straightaway. But now traffic. Greg Satterley, who ran second in one of the features last night. Davenport is 3rd. 4th is Lanigan. 5th is Shirley. The battle here. 32 at 75. Bobby Pierce and Phillips in the 112 completed Eldora.
Running back there in 3rd is Jonathan Davenport. The 29, Lanigan is 4th. The 3, Asa Shirley is 5th. Holding on to position number 6 is McDowell. 7th is Pearson. 8th is Carrier. Mars is 9th. Blankenship is 10th. Bub McCool is 11th. Chris Madden 12th. Simpson 13th. Heckenass 14th. And Scott Bloomquist in the 0 car. He's up to position number 15.
And down the back straightaway in traffic, Phillips pulls alongside Pierce. And Terry Phillips retakes the lead. Terry Phillips back out in front at Eldora in the World 100 on lap 14.
And Pierce now trying to get around the Shannon Babb number 18 as Babb put down 1 lap. So is the Jerry Bowersock number 95 J as they work off of corner number 2. Slowing over there in turn number 3.
And right now, Lanigan and Davenport, let's see what they can do. Dale McDowell was coming on solid there before the caution. We're back underway, Shane.
Into turn number 1, Terry Phillips is going to lead the charge once again as Lanigan gets a run on the top side. He looks to take second from Bobby Pierce. He'll do so as Pierce now shuffled back to position number 3. Here comes Shirley on the bottom. He's got Davenport in tow.
Brian Shirley here. He and his wife about to welcome their third child. He hopes that comes tomorrow when he gets back to Illinois. Clan will come back out, but he'll lose a lap. As they go into turn number 3, Phillips will lead Lanigan. Pierce is third, fourth is Shirley, fifth Davenport, sixth is McDowell, seventh Mars, eighth Blankenship. And right now there's a battle there. Ninth is McCool, 10th is Pearson, 11th is Bloomquist. Bloomquist is moving up, as you mentioned.
Is it me or does the pace seem to have been pulled back just a little bit after that first caution? We saw a caution to the wind in the first 21 circuits, but now it seems like everybody's just kind of backed it off a little bit and trying to get a groove going.
Bobby Pierce running a high groove, again he has some damage on the quarter panel, that 32 car, as he brushes the wall again down the back straightaway. McDowell now making a hit for 5th place on Davenport. But right now, Terry Phillips, you have to be impressed with the 47-year-old in Springfield, Missouri, leading at Eldora, looking for his first World 100 victory.
Very impressed with him right now as he exits corner number 2. He's got 10 car lengths on the 29 of Lanigan.
And Bloomquist and Richards have not made much progress here after the caution flag as Madden continues to fade as well. Berkey around him.
As they dance into turn number 3, traffic in front of your race leader, Terry Phillips. He'll have Jeff Babcock and Shane Clanton on the top side to contend with, and Tyler Reddick right in front of them as well. Will this help the number 29 of Darrell Lanigan close the gap right now, as Phillips having a little bit of trouble getting around the Babcock number 1.
Yeah, he got out of the line there a little bit that he'd been running, and Lanigan closed on him. So does Pierce. Phillips down on the bottom as they come out of turn number 4. Babcock at his first World 100. As they get into turn number 1, Lanigan will close to about 3 car lengths. Now Lanigan will have the advantage out of turn number 2 as he'll have a run on Terry Phillips down the back straightaway. He'll close rapidly, Shane Andrews.
Yes, he will, right on the back deck lid into turn number 3. And now Lanigan's going to go 1 groove lower as Phillips runs the top side. Will he be boxed in as Lanigan pulls even terms into turn number 1?
And Phillips now will try to turn that car sharp to the left, and he'll maintain the lead, but Bobby Pierce will close down the back straightaway. It'll be a 3-way tango up front. Phillips, Lanigan, Pierce off at turn 4 on lap 37.
And it is Phillips by a half car length. Lanigan will go to the top side as they head up into turn number 1 as Pierce takes a peek to the bottom and Lanigan gets a good run down the back straightaway. He had to go to the low side because of traffic. Once he got out of traffic with Phillips, he went to the top. That's where it's been working for him.
How about the maturity of Bobby Pierce, Shane? He led early on, had Phillips, and he switched to lead back and forth, but right now back in the hunt. Out of turn 2, Phillips will lead Lanigan by a car length. Pierce will charge up top. Into 3, heavy traffic behind the 17-year-old Tyler Reddick as they'll come out of turn 4. 39 scored at Eldora.
There is no better education right now in racing than what Bobby Pierce is getting. If you want to be the best, you race with the best and you watch the best. And he's watching 2 of the best in the business right now in Phillips and Lanigan as he sits back there in third. And you know, while he's doing this, he's saving his car as well.
And he is there on the bottom. Here comes Blankenship. And Pierce out at turn number 2, the youngster and the veteran down the back straightaway. They're side by side for third at Eldora.
And it's going to force both of those guys to drive a little bit harder, racing with one another for position. And this is allowing them to close in on the 29 of Darrell Lanigan. Lanigan still keeping his sights on that number 75, and he's got trouble brewing behind him.
Top 4 into 3. As Phillips around Hill, he will close. Out of turn 4 on Frank Heckenast Jr. is the last car on the lead lap of the 99 Junior. Now here goes Blankenship on the bottom of Lanigan. Blankenship for second out of turn 2, and John Blankenship takes second spot.
That was a nice move by Blankenship. That pass started in turn number 3 and 4, kept the momentum up, didn't go to the top side and hit that corner just right into the turn number 1. And look at this, Blankenship moved it up a groove that time. That car's really good underneath John Blankenship.
Third Lanigan, 4th Pierce, 5th is Pearson. And it's 6th is Bloomquist.
Bloomquist is on the move. He's got Jonathan Davenport in 7th. Bub McCool is 8th. Richards is 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Jimmy Mars. And here comes the Cole Power to the inside. He's the Cole man, looking for the lead underneath Terry Phillips into turn number 1.
Out at turn number 2, they're door to door down the back straightaway. 52 complete as they work lap 53. Fager is out as they dive into 3. West Virginia, the Mountaineer State. Take me home, country roads. Blankenship in front of Eldora. 53 scored.
And he has the number 5 of Shepard and the number 20C of Chamberlain right there. He's trying to get around as he wants to give himself some breathing room between his lead and the second place car, Terry Phillips, as Lanigan watching from position number 3, but John Blankenship now puts 2 cars between himself and Phillips.
And he's going to slow, and I don't think he's going to make it back to the pits, so the caution is out. Take me home, country roads to West Virginia. Here we go.
Back under green as Lanigan goes after Phillips, and the 44 of Pearson's going to go after Pierce. And here comes Phillips back to the inside of Blankenship. Couldn't make it work as Bloomer trying to get back up to the top 5 as they head into 3.
And look out, the hurricane. There's a hurricane sighting in Rossburg because here comes Pearson on the bottom of Lanigan, the 2006 World winner, Earl Pearson Jr. now. He goes side by side with Lanigan down the back straightaway. Bloomquist to 5th, Pierce is 6th. Right now, Earl Pearson Jr. on the bottom of Lanigan out of 4. It's still John Blankenship.
He has the advantage of 5 car lengths over Phillips as they head into turn number 1. Pearson going after the 29 of Lanigan, looking for 3rd. Couldn't pull it off that time. Lanigan bobbles just enough as Pearson sets it up again into turn number 3 and 4. Earl Pearson Jr., EPJ, looking for 3rd, and he has it as they come off of 4.
John Blankenship started to the outside of the 6th row. And again, Pearson and Lanigan battle out. 5th is Pierce, 6th Bloomquist, 7th Davenport, 8th Richards, 9th is Landers, 10th is McCool. As John Blankenship stretches the lead out. 40 to go in the 43rd World 100.
And the lead is stretched out to by 7 car lengths now over Phillips. And now we're watching Davenport in the 49 and the 0 of Bloomquist do battle through corner number 1 and 2 with Bobby Pierce back there. And Lanigan did not get off the corner very well that time as Pearson trying to reel him in, and look at Bloomquist working the bottom on Davenport and Pierce off of corner number 4. That is for a top 5 run.
Terrific battle right there. What are these veterans thinking against this Pierce kid? What are
They're thinking he's going to be around a long time, and they're going to have fits with him.
They might put some of them in early retirement. Here they come out of 4, Blankenship with the lead. Phillips 2nd, Lanigan 3rd. 4th is Pearson, 5th is Bloomquist, 6th is Pierce, 7th remains Davenport. Richards as they try to get it going. Lanigan. Down the back straight away. Boy, Blankenship looks good, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And I'm watching Darrell Lanigan in particular in turn number 2. He's changed his lines on a couple of different laps as he has lost a little bit of touch with the 75 of Terry Phillips. And now Bloomquist looking for 4th, going after Pearson. And Pierce back on the top side trying to keep that battle in front of him.
Down the back straight away as Pearson and Bloomquist will battle out into turn number 3. Pierce up top against the wall where he's been almost the entire race as they come out of turn 4. You get down here to about 20-30 laps to go. You wonder about tire wear, Shane. But right now, John Blankenship, smooth as can be, of that Tom Buckingham Cornet-powered, the Cole man looking good off of 4.
There isn't a wiggle out of that car when he goes through the corners. He is just smooth. He's letting it naturally progress to the top side of the speedway, just rolling through the turns. A lot of throttle management right now as the track gets a little bit slicker, and he looks like he's hit on the right tire compound. A nice smooth run around Eldora for John Blankenship.
Greatly improved, greatly. He's been just smooth as silk here the last couple of years. Down the back straightaway, into turn number 3, that rocket chassis. And right now, he is running away with the 43rd World 100 as we'll complete lap 67. Here comes Pierce. Bloomquist shuts the door. 25 to go in the World 100. And here comes Richards on Pearson.
As they head down into turn number 3, here comes Pierce 32, and he drives around the 0 of Bloomquist. Boomer looked over and said, where in the world did he come from? As he brings it off of corner number 4, and Bobby Pierce has put himself into position number 4.
And Darrell Lanigan will throw the slider at turn number 2. Lanigan will take 2nd. Phillips will battle back. They'll go door to door to 3. Phillips on the bottom. Lanigan up top. All this behind your leader, John Blankenship. Side by side of the line. Lanigan the 2nd. Better check the birth certificate. You sure he's 16?
Here he goes.
There he goes to the outside. Oh! and Phillips shut the door. Here comes Bloomquist.
Wow.
These three may be the fastest on the track, but they've got a ways to go with 14 and Bloomquist back into fourth. As Phillips shut the door on Little Pierce, and Bobby will try again down the back straightaway. Here he goes.
Watching this happen, we've lost our eye off the leader as Blankenship comes across the line and Darrell Lanigan is within 10 car lengths. On lap number 87, Lanigan is closing the gap. He's got the line out and he's trying to reel him in off of corner number 2.
Yeah, he's trying, and we're going to have to go to split screen up on the screen because this is getting hot and heavy. Third spot, Phillips, Bloomquist, Pierce. As it's been cut, a 12-car length lead down to 6. Meanwhile, here comes Blankenship, Bloomquist, Pierce, and Phillips into turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, and Phillips and Chamberlain there. Chamberlain a lap down. Here comes Pierce. Meanwhile, up front, Blankenship leads. 89 complete. And Bloomquist on the bottom. It's still Phillips, Bloomquist, and Pierce. 11 to go. Blankenship. Are the tires going away? Lanigan, does he have enough left? Here they come, Shane.
As they work their way down the back straightaway, a little bit of a bobble that time from the Lanigan number 29 as Blankenship brings it off the turn as Bobby Pierce is going after the dirt track's dominator, Bloomquist, and Pierce is going to put himself on the podium with 3 to go. He'll take over position number 3, but Bloomquist isn't going to let him have it.
No doubt about it. As they come out of turn number 4. 2 to go. John Blankenship. Can it hold up? 2 to go. The Hoosiers on all 4 corners. Out at turn 2, John Blankenship. Lanigan still several car lengths back. Bloomquist third. Pierce fourth. Fifth is Phillips. As they come out of turn number 4, Blankenship will clear Shepherd. The white flag for Blankenship. The Cornet-powered Cole America's Energy Rocket for his first World 100 win. Oh, he's hearing everything, isn't he?
Yes,
he better not pop a tire like Owens in the B-Main. Here they come, Shane. John Blankenship has done it. He wins the World 100.
A fantastic drive, fist pump across the line.